Hello everybody, my name is Bandit, and for today's mod review, I'm going to be solving Minecraft's most pressing problem. And that problem is the fact that you cannot watch my YouTube videos while in-game. That ends today. Oh, hello, sir. The mod we are going to be reviewing today is called Waterframes, and it adds in televisions to Minecraft. There are 3 different sizes of television. There's the box television, the regular television, each with a different screen size and even screen ratio. These don't just look good, they're actually functioning televisions in Minecraft. In order to use them, you simply right-click them, and in here you're allowed to enter any URL for multiple different types of media. Currently the supported are YouTube videos, Imager, Vimeo, Google Drive links, and a few others. You can find the updated list inside the mod's description on either the mod page or the mod wiki, which will be linked down below. So let's take, for example, one of my YouTube videos. I have the link copied, so let me just paste it in here, and there we go. My Minecraft video is playing in Minecraft. That's pretty impressive and all, but this teeny tiny little TV is a little difficult to see. Good thing there's 2 other options. These work in the exact same way. Simply paste in a link, hit save, and there you go. One thing you may notice is right away the quality is not actually the highest. From my experience, it takes the video a little bit of time to actually update, but the quality kind of goes up as you watch the video. But from far away, it actually doesn't look that bad. And of course we have the big TV, so let's paste that in here as well. Hit save, and there you have it. We have now videos playing on all different monitors. These work from any angle. You can go as much to the side as you want and you'll still be able to see. The only thing is, if you get out of render distance of these TVs, they will actually turn off. And I believe that is about 32 blocks. There we go, the screens will turn off. This render distance though is configurable. If we right click the TV, right here is how far the TV actually shows up. So if I increase this to 64 and hit save again, and if I continue to walk backwards, you should see that the TVs on the left and right will shut off, but this one will still stay on for a considerably longer time. And there's actually a few other settings you can use with these TVs. If we right click again, you can see there is an option to emit light. However, this doesn't actually seem to work because if I turn the light off of this one and turn the light on this one, we can see light is still spreading everywhere, and even the blocks themselves still seem to have a light value. So I'm not sure that that button actually works, but the other ones of these do. This is the volume slider. Simply slide it up and down to change the volume of the TV. We can hit pause to pause the video or stop to just take it off the screen altogether, and we can enable or disable the looping of the video. By default, it's going to loop. We can also change where the volume block actually is, and what this is pretty much how far away from the TV you can be to actually hear it. So you can change the minimum around and the maximum around to change where the block that the sound is actually emanating from is in reference to the TV, which means if your seat is all the way over here, you can change the sound block to be right above your head for perfect viewing experience. And if you want to fast forward, you can simply use this slider by clicking anywhere and it changes the position of the actual video. And then you just have to make sure to click save in order for it to save. We also have this item called the remote control. If we right click any of these screens, it will bind it to the remote. Then if we right click in the air, we have the option to turn off the TV, just like that. We can turn it back on, we can increase or decrease the volume, and then of course our play, pause, stop, and fast forward and rewind buttons, all of which, as you can see in the background, are controlling this TV. To unbind, you shift right click, and you can have multiple of these remotes for each one of your TVs. Let's quick go through the recipes for some of these. In order to create the box television, you need to combine a note block with a frame. And if we look at the recipe for the frame, it's a tinted glass with glowstone, a remote control, and all of the iron surrounding it. To make the remote control, we just need a bunch of stone buttons, iron, a block of copper, and redstone dust. For the regular television, it's just the remote, the tinted glass, and all of the iron like this. And for the big television, it's the same thing, except we have a block of iron on the top right here. Now from that crafting recipe, we have this frame item here. In order to use the frame, we need some sort of wall like this, and we need to place a frame down. Now, if we right click this, you'll see there's a few more options here than there were with the TVs. There's still obviously a place to put in a URL. Let me mute it, and let me hit save. And there we go, we have it playing on this 1 block screen now. One cool thing about these frames is that they're actually able to configure their size to fit a bunch of different blocks. So here we have a 5x3 wall, and I want to take this 1 screen block and spread it across this entire wall. To do that, I right click. Because my screen is in the center, I'm going to click the center location here, and we need to type in the dimensions of the screen. So the width we already know is 5, and the height is 3. If I hit save, we now see that the screen screen has grown to include the entire wall here. And remember, like I said, the quality starts off bad, especially for bigger pictures like this, but eventually it slowly starts to gain a higher quality. One thing to note about these though is that the blocks here do not actually have to be there. You just need the one block that the frame is actually sitting on, and you can still project this in the middle of the air. This could actually be used if you threw up like a picture of a wall or a big painting, and it can be used as a secret door, just like regular vanilla paintings. In fact, it seems like you don't even have to have a block behind the frame. You can just have it floating just like this. Now there's one last type of water frame. We have the TVs, we have this configurable wall, but what happens if I want something a little more realistic than a giant floating screen? Well, we have the projector. The projector block does exactly what it sounds like. It will project the screen a certain distance away, and it has the same options as the frame where it's able to change the width and the height. So let me paste my video, turn off the sound, and hit save. Right away, we can see it is actually just projecting this into the middle of the air. If I come in here, I can then again change the width and the height, just like we did for the other one, and it changes the size of the screen. I can also change the positioning with this over here to put it in the center of the projector. I can also change how many blocks away it actually is. So we can make it further, or we can make it a little bit closer. Similar to the other screens, we have the render distance toggle, so you may want to increase this if you can't see the projector from where you are. And we also have the ability to rotate, so we can rotate the screen quite a few different funky angles. If you want this to make it a little more realistic, you can just add a barrier around like this, and then it makes more sense of a screen that's being projected on. Similar to the TVs, you can actually right-click with a remote to bind it, and you have full control over the projector, just like this. So here we have this empty gate, we can activate the TV, and there we go, we filled in that wall. It could even be a secret entrance if you wanted. By the way, the recipe for the projector is a bunch of blocks of iron, glowstone, amethyst shards, and the remote control. Now, when I saw this mod, I loved the idea of having a projector. And I also love the idea of watching videos with the people in my Minecraft world. And this mod is actually multiplayer compatible. Anyone in your world will be able to see what is being currently projected. So that gave me an idea. I wanted to do something where I could watch anything with my friends and have huge watch parties all in the confines of Minecraft. So that's why I decided to make the most realistic movie watching experience ever in Minecraft. And to do that, I had to build a movie theater. Everyone, I'd like to introduce you to the Bandit Theater. Established in 2024, this theater has got everything. It's got people. It's got movies, it's got popcorn. I tried to capture everything about the movie theater experience and present it here as the most realistic movie theater in Minecraft ever. Now, before we go in and tour this, I do have a few things to say about it. First of all, this was supposed to be one of those aesthetic videos. You know, the ones where the cool builder Minecrafters do the nice time lapses. They talk a little story about some childhood thing and then make it into this whole awesome video. Well, I tried to do that, but this mod is not for Fabric, so I couldn't use the replay mod. So any of my time lapses were... Secondly, I wanted to take this theater and present it to all of my friends and have this huge movie watching experience, get their opinions, get their first reactions, but then I thought, all right, I don't have friends. And there was one last issue that we'll get into once we're done with the tour of this place. Even with all those issues though, I still wanted to show you guys this theater because I put a lot of effort and time into it. So make sure you please subscribe because otherwise I don't think this was worth it. Without further ado, let's enter the Bandit Theater. Upon approaching, you may see a few details that are quite interesting. First of all, the architecture. Look at how I used this 3D texturing, this detailing. Look at these windows. I even had these hand-carved, hand-engraved into the wall. But before we can go into the theater, we first have to check out the parking lot because I put a lot of hard work. You can park any of your cars here, any of your Mustangs, your Ferraris. All you gotta do is pull up with your friends and hitch the car right there, and then you can make your way over to the main theater. And, oh, I forgot something. There we go. And you can walk into the movie theater right here, and you're greeted with an atmosphere of, well, it almost kind of looks like the architect forgot the theme of the place and then ended up doing 3 different themes all at the same time. Nah, I don't think that's right. Anyway, over here on to the right, we have the Ticketmaster, so we can actually come in here and get the, Oh, here's the ticket master. Oh, okay, here we go. Yeah, we can get the tickets here for 1 emerald, or we could just, you know, borrow them. Then we can make our way over here to all of the different patrons, all here to see a movie. Looks like there's a line over, oh. Yeah, I'll stay out of that line. A movie nerd. Oh, here we go. I'd like a box of popcorn, please. Thank you. I made these popcorn with a player head model and used a skin. I did get this idea from a different movie theater video that I saw on my timeline. If I can find it, I'll leave it down below. Mine's different though, because I don't use command blocks. I'm using mods. Don't hate me. Anyway, we have this movie nerd. Oh, times have been rough since the Karma video, huh? I tried to make it like a jungle theme, but then the walls kind of ruined it, so we'll just ignore that. Of course, you can't have a movie theater without restrooms, and I put a lot of effort into both the women's and the men's restroom here. We've got functioning stalls, functioning toilets, even sinks, and this cool little mirror. Honestly, I've outdone myself. And then, of course, we have the men's room here with functioning amenities. I fell in. Oh, gross. Let me just wash myself in the sink real quick. Anyway, I added these in because I wanted it to be as realistic as possible. Over here, we have the potentially copyright infringing hallway. These are just posters, movie posters. For these cool posters, I'm actually using immersive paintings, which allows you to import your own images in and then display them. So I decided to do that because it adds a nice little touch. And then I have Theater 1 and Theater 2, both of which are identical, with the idea being that 2 different groups of people could be watching movies at the same time. But let's walk in here. First thing we notice is these beautiful drapes that I actually handmade. Look at these light fixtures. The detailing is great. And of course, we have the giant movie theater screen, realistic sizing, 16:9 ratio. And then of course, we have all of the seats of the movie theater. I tried to position them so that every person, no matter where they're sitting, has an optimal view of the screen. Although I did learn that the closer you are to the screen, the better. We even have double seats up here, so if you and your significant other have to sit next to each other, you have that option. Let's take a second here to just admire this screen. I chose this nice dark block in order to kind of remove any of the light while the movie is actually playing. And we have these light fixtures along the stairway and the walls and of course the back of the screen, just like a real movie theater. Even the back wall with the detailing there looks really nice. These are all actually copycat blocks from the Create mod that you're allowed to kind of reskin to any type of block that you want. But now we're in the movie theater. How do we watch the movie? If I walk over here to this super secret door, that's right, this is a door, and in here we have our projector. We also have this switch here, which controls all of the lights in the building. If I hit this lever and go out real quick, you'll see the lights disappear in the back, all of the lights on the staircases turn off, and the lights on the wall also turn off. Honestly, I think that's the coolest part here. I did all the redstone myself without even a YouTube tutorial, so mumbo jumbo, if you're ready to collab, I'm basically a god at redstone now. The main feature though is this projector right here, and remember, this allows us to project anything onto the screen, and there we go, my video is playing on this giant movie theater screen. Again, the quality starts off bad, but then it starts to get a little better. It also doesn't help that the quality of my past videos have been pretty bad. Luckily, this one's different though. I think I'm recording at a higher resolution and my computer isn't actually setting on fire this time, so hopefully the videos in the future will be a better quality. Anyway, I have configured this in this manner. Again, I'm keeping a 16:9 ratio. This is the exact size of the white part of the screen, so it perfectly gets this, but I actually use these copycat blocks on the side in order to get the nice little effect. And here I've maxed out the image rendering distance, and the reason for that is because the further away you are from the projector, that is what counts as the rendering distance for this one. So the problem was the people in the front seat were too far away from the projector to actually render the screen, so I increased it, and you can see all the way walking up to it, you're still able to see the screen. Next, I did some changing. I've changed the volume block to 30 for the max and 5 for the min, and changed the projection distance to 17 to perfectly match against the wall. One of the things you may notice though is that the projector isn't actually exposed here, and it doesn't need to be exposed because it's pretty much just teleporting the screen to the area here. But the reason I didn't have it exposed was that it projects light. Even when the emit light is toggled off, it still does some light, and with all of the lights off in the theater, it leaves these back rows lit up, and there's nothing I can do about it except cover the hole. And even then, it still kind of lights up a little bit, so the best positions are up in the front here. This is what it looks like if I'm in the front seat, and I like to watch it with F1. And here's a semi-back middle seat. So there's different viewing angles that you can sit at depending on how big you want the screen. But that's pretty much the configuration of the projector that I'm using. Now you may also notice over here I have movies and books set up. The reason I did this was because I wanted to easily queue up movies for anyone watching. The idea being that I take the book and quill, I write inside of it something, and then I put it here so that I can easily copy and paste it into the projector here. I also had an ads book, which I don't know where I went, search for an ads compilation and just post the video right here, and then it projects the ads before the movie. So you can find vintage ads, you can find movie theater ads that are authentic, and just put them in there and then store them in the book for every time you want to play a movie. But what about actual movies? Well, there is a way to do it, but unfortunately, this is one of the reasons that my previous video idea of doing this whole theater experience actually failed. Using the projector or any of the other screens, you're able to play local files directly from your computer to the screen. In order to play things from your local drive, you need to use this file : and then the path to the actual MP4 file that you want to present. In this case, I have this digital copy of The Conjuring 2, and it's located in my V drive in my movies folder, and we can hit play here, and we can see it's playing the full movie in higher quality than YouTube right on our projector. The unfortunate part about this is that playing a local file like this does not work on multiplayer. The way that the URLs work for these projectors is that it's local to the person's computer. So if I put a URL that says it's on my V drive, everyone else's computers will look in their V drives for the movie. And if they don't even have a V drive or they don't have the movie there, it's not going to play and they'll just see a black screen. One workaround might be if you have a server, then you can move the movie onto the server and then try to use a server address. But I still don't think that works with the file here. I think file means local computer only. And that's why this video ended up failing. It's because I wasn't able to play full real movies. And unfortunately, that just destroyed the reputation of my theater. We can leave this movie theater for now. We have an exit, and this takes us back to the lobby here, where we can reminisce about how great or how bad that movie was. For those of you interested in the rest of the internals, let me take a quick look. And here we are inside the white walls. I encapsulated all of the movie theaters inside these white walls to prevent any light leakage from outside to affect the movie theaters. But here is what I did for the redstone for all of the lights. These are the side lights. They're just hooked up to this redstone link, and then just simple repeaters. And then over here is where the movie theater screen lights are. It's also controlled with a redstone link on both sides here. And this one over here controls the side lights and the top lights. And this circuit is one circuit that I made myself. I didn't have to look it up or anything. Does this circuit exist elsewhere? Probably. I don't really know. But if I activate this, we can see it turns on the lights and then pulls the pistons down. And if we let it go, the pistons go back up and turn the lights off. And over here, it's pretty much just a ladder of repeaters that go into the different lights for each one. And same thing over here for the pistons to make sure that all of the pistons fire at the same time. For the lights under the stairs, it's pretty simple. It's just a bunch of redstone like this, kind of thrown together so that it reaches up to the floor lights here, also controlled by the same redstone link. But that is everything there is for the Bandit Theater. As I said, this was supposed to be like a fancy edited, cool, awesome video. But it didn't end up working out, so we turned it into a regular mod review for you. So make sure you check out the Waterframes mod. And if you want to have the Bandit Theater for yourself and you want to have it for your friends to watch things together, I will actually be having the world download as a member perk. So yes, I did turn on channel members. It's mostly for people that just want to support me and the stuff that I do. But as one of the incentives for doing that, I will have the world download for this theater here, so you can have it for your friends. That being said though, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments down below how you like this video. I would like to do more building things because I think I'm okay at building, sort of. Some of the design decisions are questionable, I'll be honest. But if you want to see me do more builds or anything like that, let me know in the comments down below. And if there's any other mods you want me to review, also tell me. I'm going to be slowing down on the superhero mod reviews a little bit and focusing on some other mods and maybe even some SMP content. Look forward to that in the future, but make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. Anyway guys, that's all I have for today, so I'll see you in the next video. Bye!